Before we start the video, guys, we really need your likes. The goal is simple, just 50 likes. This already helps our channel stay alive and our Dragon Ball community get stronger. Lately, our videos haven't been getting notifications or recommendations, so your like can help us a lot. Thank you, and let's get to the video.
Be training this last time under the supervision of Whis and Beerus to achieve it. I don't see progress in you, Mr. Goku, said Whis, disappointed. It's just that I can't feel that same feeling as in the power tournament. I'm sorry, but I don't have a real need to force myself to do it to save the others, Goku would explain. You have broken your shell many times in the power tournament, said Beerus. More than training your body, you should train your mind, said Beerus. Mr. Beerus has used the Ultra Instinct on occasion, commented the angel, leaving Goku surprised. Is that true, Mr. Beerus? Asked Goku, amazed. You doubt it? Yelled Beerus, furious. Not at all, Mr. Beerus, laughed Goku. I just want you to tell me how it happened. Maybe that will help me. A few years ago, we held a tournament to entertain Sino-sama. The 12 gods of destruction fought each other at the same time, said Beerus. But all the gods fought against him, since they were angry because one day he fell asleep playing hide-and-seek with Sino-sama, laughed Whis. Shut up, screamed Beerus. Feeling cornered by 11 gods, I was forced to use the Ultra Instinct. I can face all of you at the same time. Let's fight. Try to use the Ultra Instinct, Goku would ask. I can use it at will, which you can't, but I haven't reached 100% as you have done in the power tournament, said Beerus. Still, the proposal sounds interesting. Goku and Beerus would prepare to have a friendly battle. Remember, this fight is not to show who is stronger. It is so that you can understand how to execute the Ultra Instinct, Beerus would explain. Okay, I understand, Goku would answer seriously. Goku would transform into Super Saiyan Blue by raising his ki to the maximum. Goku and Beerus would begin to exchange blows. Beerus's attacks seemed to be slightly more powerful than Goku's. At one point, Beerus would hit Goku in the stomach with a strong punch, then a kick under his chin, and then with a kick in the chest, he would throw him away. Now I want you to attack me with everything, and pay attention, said Beerus. Okay, but then you'll regret it, smiled Goku with great confidence. Goku would move at great speed towards Beerus. He would throw a punch, but Beerus would dodge it just by moving his head to one side. He's doing it, Goku thought at that precise moment. Goku would attack Beerus again on repeat, but the result was the same. I can't believe it. He moves as little as necessary to dodge my attacks, Goku thought. By the time Goku realized, Beerus would connect a blow to Goku's side, just under his ribs, thus breaking his posture. Goku was bent. He could hardly stay upright. Do you understand, Mr. Goku? Asked Whis. More or less. It still doesn't seem like Beerus will increase his power. He only moves in a more efficient way, said Goku. That's what the Ultra Instinct begins with. What you're seeing is just a small sample. Mr. Beerus hasn't fully mastered it yet, explained Whis. I don't understand. I had unleashed a colossal power. He only moves just and necessary. There must be something else, said Goku. Beerus would start attacking Goku non-stop, connecting hundreds of blows at an incredible speed. "If I don't do something, he'll end me," said Goku. Beerus would throw a punch, but Goku would instantly cross his arms, covering his face. "He has done it," said Whis. A strange reddish aura would manifest around Goku. Beerus would move away quickly. "How strange," said Whis without understanding. Goku would allow him to see his face. He had fangs protruding. Also, his eyes had a strange red color. "Mr. Beerus, be careful. I've never seen anything like this," warned Whis. But Beerus would make a loud signal. "I don't want to miss this for anything in the world," said Beerus seriously. A whitish aura would cover Beerus's body. This seemed to manifest the Ultra Instinct even better than before. "Just be careful," warned Whis again. Goku and Beerus would throw their fists at each other, creating a great stir. Goku's fangs grew little by little as his ki increased. Goku at one point holds Beerus by one of his ears and would crash his face against the ground over and over without stopping. Beerus should create a ki explosion to free himself. That's not the Ultra Instinct. It's something different, something wild, Whis thought. Beerus would attack Goku with a ki beam, but he would respond with another when he opened his mouth and grunted. You could hear a wild scream from Goku. Goku's attack would be more powerful than Beerus's, so in a matter of seconds he would gain an advantage. Beerus would fly several meters, leaving him badly injured. Goku would run clumsily and wildly towards Beerus. "Enough!" he would order Whis to stand in front of Beerus, but he did not expect Goku to attack the angel. Goku would throw a punch at Whis, but she would resist the blow with her scapula. "It's very powerful," Whis thought. Goku would attack Whis without stopping while the angel was only limited to dodge him and run away from him. "Mr. Goku, I said it's enough," Whis said. But Goku did not react. He is totally disconnected from his use of reason. It's like a wild state, Whis thought, worried. Whis would hit Goku in the stomach with the tip of his scapula. He would stop for a moment, but then continue attacking. "It can't be. He must have fainted with that blow," said Whis, surprised. Goku would raise his ki even more, but he would not scream, he would only grunt. "I have no choice," Whis thought, attentive. Goku would go at high speed towards Goku, but the angel would increase his ki. When closing his fist, you could see how blue energy was manifested. Whis would hit Goku in the face with a strong blow. You could hear Goku's jaw break and he would fly several meters. "It seems that he finally calmed down, although I almost kill him, to be honest," Whis said. Beerus would rise up with difficulty. He could hardly move. "I don't understand. Something happened to Goku," Beerus said when he fell on his knees. "Damn, it hurts me all." "Let me heal him," said Whis. Whis would heal Beerus while Goku was still unconscious. Suddenly, Goku would cough blood. Beerus would automatically retreat terrified. "By God, he's going to wake up," Beerus pointed to Goku. "Don't be so scary. I'm still here," Whis said. Goku would fly like a rocket towards Beerus, but Whis would hold him by the neck with great reflexes. "Mr. Goku, react," Whis said seriously. You could see how Goku's fangs grew more and more, and how his mouth grew slowly. How strange, Whis thought. Whis would hit Goku with a lightning over his waist. In the back, you could see a monkey tail. This is unusual. It's supposed he didn't have a tail because he didn't grow more, said Whis. Whis would cut Goku's tail with a nimble movement. Little by little, he would stop transforming back to his normal state, so he would pass out again. The Saiyans need the full moon to transform into Oozaru. Something strange happened to him, Beerus said. A portal would open in the distance, allowing a young sorceress to be seen. Where is the beast? The sorceress would ask. Can I ask who you are? Whis would ask, with some seriousness.
He didn't like unannounced visits. I'm Shayna, the Queen of Beasts. Shayna would introduce herself. I've never heard of you, Beerus said. I do. Although I thought it was just a myth. Now I can prove that there is the Queen of Beasts, Whis said. It must be that guy. I have no doubt, Shayna said as she approached Goku. Beerus would throw a lightning bolt at the sky, very close to Shayna's feet, forcing her to retreat. Don't think we'll trust you like that, out of nowhere, Beerus said. At least have the respect to explain your visit and the reason for your interest in Goku. Why is it that every god of destruction I know is more arrogant than the other? Shayna would ask impatiently. Hey, have more respect, Beerus would threaten by creating a ball here in his hand. Let me talk to me, Whis said as he approached the young woman. Tell me, miss, I have understood some things about the Queen of Beasts, but I considered it a myth. Could you explain to me what brought her to this planet? Whis would ask. Hell, Shayna would only say, when pointing to Goku. Be more specific, please, Whis would ask. Goku would wake up with a strong pain in his face. He couldn't speak because he had his jaw broken. Whis would heal him instantly. Wow, I feel better. But I don't remember anything that happened, Goku laughed. This guy was the one who awakened the beastly instinct, Shayna would point out. Where did this girl come from? Goku would ask. I'm Shayna, the Queen of Beasts. Shayna would introduce herself to Goku. Hey, you're taking too long. Tell us why you came here, Beerus said, already losing patience. As the Queen of Beasts, I control beings that for some reason awaken their most primitive instincts, Shayna would explain. Some very powerful warriors seeking power lose their sanity and become beasts. I could feel the beastly energy of this guy, and for worse, he just had to be a Saiyan. I don't understand anything you say. I just understood that you were treating me like a beast, Goku laughed. Mr. Goku, you don't remember anything, but he almost turns into Oozaru and gave a big beating to Mr. Beerus, who almost kills him. Whis would comment on showing him the tail he had cut. Look, a tail came out. I can't believe it, Goku said, terrified. Hey, it wasn't that bad either, Beerus would complain, ashamed. I'll have to take you with me, Shayna said. Not crazy. I don't even know who you are. If I have a problem, I can trust Whis, Goku said when he refused. Mr. Goku, I have to give the young woman the right, Whis would intervene. You're not serious, Goku said, surprised. I've heard of her. Shayna is an expert on wild beings, Whis said. Also, I'm sure that his commitment to achieve the Ultra Instinct led him to that state. It's dangerous. Ultra Instinct? Damn, another crazy man who only thinks about fighting, Shayna said in a bad mood. Hey, be more careful with how you address me, Goku said, furious. Goku's ki would begin to increase again. His eyes would turn red again. Again, a tail would grow. Shayna would throw a needle into Goku's shoulder. His left arm would not respond. He would be paralyzed. Hey, what are you doing? Goku would ask, furious, but his eyes would begin to weigh on them. I feel like I'm sleeping, Goku said when he fell to the ground. A Saiyan awaking the Ultra Instinct. This is dangerous, Shayna said. Why would it be dangerous? Whis would ask. Because it could become a supreme legendary Saru, Shayna said. Meanwhile, in Universe 11, Dispo was seen reaching top speed toward Topo. Dispo, what's going on? Topo would ask when he noticed Dispo altered. We have an order to capture Grade Alpha, Dispo said when he gave Topo a paper. If it is Grade Alpha, it means that it is something that is dangerous beyond the universe, Topo said when he observed the paper. I can't believe it, Topo said, amazed. Topo would go to look for Jiren to show him the order. Are you sure it's not a mistake? Jiren would ask, curious. I have already verified it. It comes from the high commands, Topo said, and Jiren would support the paper on the table where the image of Goku was seen. A few hours later, Goku would wake up to realize that he had just reached Shayna's planet. There was a kind of giant dome with transparent panels. Inside, there seemed to be some kind of zoo for its variety of species. Hey, you collect animals? Goku would ask, somewhat uncomfortable. Of course not, idiot, Shayna would answer arrogantly. Shayna, with an clap, would dematerialize a section of the dome so that both could enter. Upon entering, with another clap, the dome would be closed again. Then they would walk down a corridor where they could see several types of animals locked in cages, protected with magic. They look like ordinary animals. I don't see anything dangerous about them, Goku said. That's what you think, Shayna would answer. Some are mortals who have lost the use of reason in search of more power, and they have transmuted to dangerous animals. Others are simply animals with dangerous qualities, so I have them to study them. Goku would observe a bird in a cage. It was an ordinary bird that would not attract anyone's attention. Hey, it's just an ordinary bird. I don't see anything dangerous about it, Goku laughed. It is not dangerous in itself, but it has generated chaos in Universe 10. The king of an important galaxy has paid me very well for having it here, Shayna would explain. And what does it do? Goku would ask. Observe it, Shayna would say when pointing to the parrot. Goku would be watching the parrot very closely. The bird at first seemed to give no importance to Goku, but when he would realize that he was watching him, a cloud of smoke would cover him. It can't be. It exploded, Goku said, terrified. Observe well, Shayna said. The smoke would disappear, seeing another Goku sitting on the branch of a tree. But it's me, Goku laughed, surprised. The bird said, over and over, using the form of Goku. Then it would return to its original form. It's not that dangerous. On my planet, I have 2 friends who can turn into animals, and even into objects. They are called Ulan and Puar. They are fantastic, Goku explained. Yes, look how good, Shayna laughed. This bird became the king I had told you about before, and unleashed a war between planets. Millions of mortals died for a misunderstanding. Wow, "That's wrong," Goku said. "They were going to sacrifice it, but I told the king that if I did, I could not find out his origin, and that maybe there were more. He paid me to keep it, but I actually saved his life," Shayna said. "Wow, you are a kind person, even though you look a bit creepy," Goku smiled. Shayna would observe Goku annoyingly, but she would not say anything. At one point, a humanoid beast would appear in front of Goku and Shayna. It was a Batman with red eyes. This being would throw a cry that would make Goku's ears bleed, while Shayna would not be harmed by the earplug she used. "I will protect you,"
Goku said when he stood in front of Shayna. "Don't do anything stupid," Shayna said, without showing much surprise, as if the being did not mean anything. The mutant bat would jump towards Goku and spit a pink slime. Goku would move aside, but some drops would touch his arm. "What is this?" Goku would wonder as he felt his arm weaken. Goku would notice something strange. His arm would begin to take a viscous shape, and he could not move it. It seemed as if his arm was melting. "Damn my arm," Goku said, terrified. "Why are you so impulsive? You look more savage than the animals here," Shayna said, annoying Goku. "Get away, it's dangerous," Goku warned. "I'll show you why I'm the queen of beasts," Shayna said. The giant bat would fly to Shayna to attack her, but she would attack him with a smoke ball. The giant bat would fall to the ground convulsing. "What did you do?" Goku would ask. "It was a smoke bomb with a chemical that only affects him. It looks like he escaped from his cage," Shayna would answer. Shayna would use one of her needles in the neck of the giant bat, and he would be totally asleep. Then she would stand in front of Goku. She would observe him seriously. "You are pathetic," Shayna said, annoying. "Hey, can you help me with this?" Goku would ask shyly. Shayna looked between her needles, some in particular. She would take out a bigger one than the others, about 10 centimeters. "Don't tell me you're going to stab me with that," Goku said, terrified. "Get that away from me. Do you want me to cure you or not?" Shayna would ask. "Please, for everything else, I have panic in my needles," she begged Goku. Shayna would release a big smile. She enjoyed torturing Goku. "Come on, come here, it won't hurt you," Shayna said. "No, get away from here, crazy," Goku said when he went back. Goku would put on guard, but he couldn't move his arm at all. Shayna would take the huge needle and throw it at Goku. Goku would move from side to side, dodging the needle. "You're a damn cheater," Goku said the moment his eyes would turn red. The needle he had dodged would stop spinning on itself, without Goku noticing it. Then he would point to Goku and go straight to his neck. Goku would be surprised. He didn't expect that. Shayna would keep walking as if nothing. "See? It wasn't that bad," Shayna would ask, in a mocking way. "Now follow me." Goku would remove the needle. Then he would notice how his arm gradually regained its shape. "In a few minutes you'll be fine. Now follow me," Shayna said from afar, since she was moving away from Goku. But he was so disconcerted that he had stayed in the same place. "I wonder how he escaped from his cage," Shayna would ask. Shayna would take Goku to a somewhat small but luxurious room. It had a bed, television, a small bathroom, and even an integrated kitchen. "What is this?" Goku would ask curiously. "Your room," Shayna said. "My room? I don't understand," Goku said, confused as he walked through the interiors. "Yes, you will stay here safe while I look for ingredients. I need to prepare something to end your wild state that is threatening to come out," Shayna would explain as she left Goku in the room.
"Hey, wait! What Goku said, until he hit his face with something invisible. Then he would realize that he was locked up. "Hey, I'm not one of your animals," Goku said, angry. "That's why it's a room and not a cage," Shayna would answer, leaving Goku alone. "An invisible wall won't stop me," Goku said when he punched the invisible wall, but nothing would happen. "It can't be that I can't destroy it," Goku thought. Goku would throw a key ball against the invisible wall, but it would bounce towards him. Then it would hit another wall, but it would bounce in the same way. This is how the key ball would be for several seconds, bouncing on the walls and destroying some of the things, until Goku would decide to hold the key ball in his hands and compress it to disappear. "I can't believe it! That bitch left me here locked up," Goku said, furious, while his eyes would turn red again and his fangs would grow again. "I have to calm down or I will transform again," Goku thought, trying to calm his breath, but it was difficult for him. Goku would begin to increase his ki against his own will. His tail had grown again without any explanation. But before he could transform, some metal tubes would come out of the walls. Each of the tubes would release a pink gas. Goku, as he breathed the gas, would fall unconscious. Shayna would observe everything from the control room full of monitors, since it would have the entire area with security cameras. Did his tail grow again? Shayna would wonder, surprised. His primitive instincts are so strong that his metabolism generates a new tail in a matter of hours. This is very dangerous. Shayna would begin to check in the cameras the reason for the mutant bat's escape. At the time of watching the video, she saw the being inside his cage. Then the image would be lost, and he was simply out. Someone was in here sabotaging the dome. "He did this right when I arrived with Goku," he would tell himself to Shayna. But he left no trace. Shayna would realize that a ship is about to enter the planet, so Shayna, with a portal, would leave the dome and wait for the ship outside. "This gets weirder and weirder," Shayna thought, while waiting for the ship to descend. Topo would come out of his interior and would introduce himself cordially. "My name is Topo. I am one of the high commands of the Galactic Police of Universe 11, Topo said with a reverence. "What do you want?" Shayna would ask in a bad mood. "We came in search of this subject, and we understand that you brought him here. We have a very important capture order," Topo would explain by showing Goku's photograph. "Yes, I have him, but they are not going to take him," Shayna would answer by turning around, ignoring Topo. "Miss, it is an order of the troops of Pride. You cannot resist," Topo would say by lowering his voice. "If you do not cooperate, we have authorization to use force." Shayna would turn quickly and throw one of her needles at Topo. The needle would enter his shoulder, leaving Topo very weak. Topo was on his knees. It was difficult for him to stand up, and he looked blurry. "Surprising. You must have fainted and you are still conscious. You must be a very resistant race," Shayna mentioned. Meanwhile, Dispo would be infiltrated on the outskirts of the dome, while Topo kept Shayna distracted. Dispo would try to enter the dome, but could not find any opening. Then he would begin to vibrate his body at high speed and would cross the walls of the dome as if he were a ghost. Then he would run inside the dome looking for the trace of Goku. He finally found him. He was still fainting. "There it is," Dispo said, but he would realize an invisible wall that did not let him pass.
Dispo would use the same technique as before and thus enter through Goku. "It seems unconscious. I must hurry,"
Dispo thought. Dispo would stealthily leave the interior of the dome with Goku, but would run into Shayna in front of him. "What the hell are you doing?" Shayna would scream furiously. "Get away if you do not want me to hurt you," Dispo would threaten. Shayna would use one of his needles and throw it at Dispo. This would release Goku and dodge the needle easily, but he would realize that it would stop and begin to follow him. Dispo ran at high speed. It was much faster than the needle, but it would not make it stop following him. At one point, Dispo would turn on himself and hold the needle with great reflexes. "It's over," Dispo said when pointing to Shayna to launch a key attack. Shayna, with a snap of her fingers, would make the needle release a pink gas. That gas would faint Dispo. "You're very fast, but your mind is slow," Shayna said. Shayna looked for Goku, but she would not see him. "Damn, it was a distraction," Shayna was furious. When observing the ship, she would realize that Kunchi was carrying Goku while holding him with his key threads. Shayna would run to reach him, but Jiren would stand in front of her, preventing him from passing. "I understand that you are the Queen of Beasts, but this is a high-risk situation," Jiren said seriously. "Idiot, you are the dangerous ones. I have not yet finished helping Goku," Shayna said furiously. "If they take him now, when he wakes up he will kill them all. In the Troops of Pride, we are prepared for any type of event." "Have a good day, miss," Jiren said when turning around and ignoring Shayna. Jiren only had one mission, and that was to capture Goku alive or dead, and he would do it as it were. The Troop of Pride tried to take Goku, but Shayna would not allow it. Shayna would use her portal and appear in front of Kunchi. "Let him go!" Shayna would order furiously. "Hey girl, get away!" Kunchi said furiously without letting go of Goku. Shayna, with one of her needles, would crush Kunchi in an instant. Kunchi and Goku would fall to the floor. Jiren would arrive at high speed to stop Shayna. "What are you supposed to be doing?" Jiren would ask annoyingly. "You are the ones who come here to kidnap Goku. I do not care if they are from a cheap troop. Goku will not leave this planet," Shayna said furiously. Jiren would push Shayna and she would fall. Although he had tools, he was not a fighter. Jiren would take Goku and Kunchi and take them carrying both. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" Shayna would ask furiously. Shayna, with a portal, would stand in front of Jiren. Then he would take one of his needles and throw it. Jiren would release Kunchi and hold the needle gently, right in front of his eyes. Shayna would click her fingers, and a pink gas would come out of the needle, as happened with Dispo. Jiren would suck the gas on purpose, by inhaling deeply and releasing it through his mouth. "It cannot be, he rejected the gas," Shayna said surprised. "What kind of being are you?" Shayna would ask. "I must go," Jiren would answer. The moment Jiren was going to take Goku, he would notice that he would have his tail raised. Jiren would take Kunchi and quickly move away, warned of his kick rising. Goku would stand up with difficulty. Although he looked furious, he had red eyes and big fangs. "Damn, look what you did," Shayna said. "Keep silent," Jiren would answer. "I don't know." "I know what's going on. I just know that I'm furious," Goku said when he saw Jiren with hatred. Dispo would arrive at high speed next to Jiren. "I'm sorry, Jiren. That crazy woman took me by surprise," Dispo said. "Take Kunchi out of here. I'll take care of him," Jiren said seriously. Dispo would take Kunchi inside the ship while Jiren was preparing to fight Goku. "I can't let Goku lose control, but if I knock him out now with my needles, Jiren will take him," Shayna thought. "Goku, I have to take you with us. It's for your own good," Jiren said. Goku would throw a ball from here straight at Jiren. He would reject it with his hand. "Shut up," Goku would answer. "I'm sick of everyone bothering me." Goku would throw himself at Jiren to attack him, but Jiren, from a simple slap, would expel him away. "It seems that you only became more idiot," Jiren said. "Don't be stupid. If you make him angry, it will be worse," Shayna warned. "Come on, what are you waiting for?" "Transform yourself," Jiren said. Goku would increase his ki, creating a storm of wind around him. At first, it seemed to scream, but then it would continue to growl. Goku's eyes would turn red while his fangs would grow. Without using any transformation, he would throw himself at Jiren again. Both would begin to exchange blows, one to the other. "What is this?" Jiren would ask. Without transforming, he unleashes an amazing ki. Toppo would go for Shayna. He would hold her and take her away. "Let me go, deformed bat," Shayna said. "Annoying. Don't get me wrong, but if these two fight, the best thing will be to get away," Toppo warned. Goku and Jiren would clash their fists. Both blows, when impacting, would create a shockwave that would expand for several meters. A strong air current would almost make Toppo and Shayna get expelled far. "Now you understand?" Toppo would ask. "What I don't understand is why they want to take Goku when I'm the one who can help him," Shayna said. "I'm sorry, miss, I can't give that information," Toppo would answer. Shayna looked upset. She wanted to make Toppo talk, but it wouldn't be that easy. Shayna would pretend she was about to faint by putting a fake foot and falling. Toppo would hold her instantly. His spirit of protecting others would lower his guard. Shayna would take advantage of Toppo taking her in his arms and nailing a needle in his arm. "Damn it," Toppo said when he released her. "You fooled me." "That's right," Shayna would answer. "Now you will tell me what the interest you have in Goku." Toppo would fall on his knees like before. He felt dizzy. "This time my needle did not have somniferous, just a chemist that will force you to speak," Shayna would explain. "Now tell me, why do they want to take Goku?" "I can't say it," Toppo said. "Speak," Shayna would demand. "I can't speak. I have orders not to do it," Toppo said. "Who gave you that order?" Shayna would ask. "The highest position of the Pride troops," Toppo would answer. "Why?" Shayna would ask impatiently. "I don't know," Toppo said. "Come on, you have to know something," Shayna would demand. "He must have told them something when he gave them the order." "We only know that it is a request to capture Grade Alpha," Toppo would answer. "And what does that mean?" Shayna would ask. "Alpha grade is a danger that threatens more than one universe," Toppo said. "Do you know that Goku could be the supreme, legendary Oozaru?" Shayna would ask. Shayna was about to watch the fight. Goku and Jiren exchanged blows at the same level. By that time, Goku's arms were already covered with hair. His mouth was already in the shape of an ape's snout. Goku would connect a fist blow to Jiren's stomach, taking his breath away. Jiren would fly several meters back while dragging his feet to the ground so as not to fall. "It's over. I'll fight seriously," Jiren said furiously. Jiren would increase his ki to a great level, breaking the upper part of his uniform. Then he would throw everything towards Goku, connecting all his attacks. Goku could barely dodge Jiren's blows, but he didn't stop. He was still in that wild state. "What are you going to do with Goku?" Shayna would ask. "Keep him under custody until the scientists find a solution," Toppo said. Shayna would be thoughtful for several seconds. The Pride troops seemed to have good intentions, but some things didn't add up for her. Jiren kept hitting Goku without stopping, but it seemed that Goku was becoming more and more resistant. At one point, Jiren would throw a kick at Goku, but this would cover his attack. He would take Jiren by the ankle and make him fall to the ground. Then, Goku would let himself fall on top of Jiren. With his elbow, he would turn Jiren's ribs, causing him to spit blood. Goku would prepare his fist to hit Jiren, but one of Shayna's needles would enter Goku's neck. Goku would begin to weaken. At that moment when he would have lowered the guard, Jiren would take the opportunity to kick him and take him off. Jiren would move away without understanding why Shayna would have helped him. "I don't understand what you just did," I hope it's not a trap. I warned you, Jiren. I want Goku to return to normal, so he doesn't wake up his wild state. I prefer to take him to stay here, fighting among us and making things worse with our differences, China said. I see you finally understand things, Jiren would answer. Just don't take the needle off. If you do it, he'll wake up sooner, China would explain. Jiren would take Goku, and along with the rest of the soldiers, they would leave China's planet. Meanwhile, Goku remained asleep while being guarded by Jiren. China would go to the dome looking for the ingredient she needed. I need to prepare a potion that cancels Goku's state as soon as possible, or otherwise he won't be able to turn back, China thought. I know about the Saiyans that every 1,000 years one appeared that lost control and turned into an Oozaru, without the need of the full moon. Goku's case is serious, since he is much stronger than the Saiyans before. A few hours would pass. Goku would wake up, finding himself tied in a chair. What's going on? Why do I feel so weak? Goku would wonder. Goku would try to move, but it would be impossible. Holy heaven, my head is going to explode, Goku thought. Goku, I see that you finally wake up, Toppo said when he appeared. Toppo? Goku said, surprised. What the hell is going on? We regret having to do this, but we have orders from above, Toppo said. You are considered a threat that threatens more than one universe. That's why we must capture you. Damn, Toppo, what they are doing is wrong. China was the one who was going to help me, Goku said. Why do I feel so weak? Goku would wonder. We supply you with a drug that will keep you in that state. We're in a spaceship in space. If you get to transform here, you will kill us all, Toppo would explain. Toppo is already here, Dispo said when he arrived with his super speed. And a guy would enter the room where Goku was. Mr. Mikishami, it is a pleasure to have a professional like you here, Toppo said with a reverence. Goku would raise his eyes. He would recognize this Mikishami. It was the leader of the stealth hunters who had attacked the island that cared for 17. Hey, I know you, Goku said, furious. Maybe you confuse me with someone else, Mikishami said. Toppo, this guy is a criminal. He traffics exotic animals in Universe 7, Goku warned. Mr. Mikishami is a respected scientist, recognized by the troops of Pride. You better show respect, Toppo complained. Don't worry, delusions are symptoms of a wild instinct. He will confuse all the people he knows as old enemies as a defense mechanism, Mikishami said. Damn it! When I heard about the Saiyan that could transform without a full moon, I did not think it was about him. I hope he doesn't recognize me, Mikishami thought, worried. Toppo, I ask you please, talk to Jakku in Universe 7. He belongs to the Galactic Patrol. I asked Goku to try to get up. But being sedated, he was still weak. Jakku will recognize him, trust me. How sorry, Mr. Mikishami, Toppo would apologize. No problem, let him rest, Mikishami said. After a Toppo order, a nurse would sedate Goku even more so that he could sleep again. Minutes later, Toppo, Jiren, and Bispo would be reunited with Mikishami. We have done all the paperwork. Once we reach the base of the Pride Troop, you can take Goku so he can help you, and don't be a threat to all universes, Toppo would explain. Perfect. As soon as I have news, I will let you know, Mikishami would answer. This is perfect. Once I get out of Goku's control, I can conquer the 12 universes using him as my slave, Mikishami thought. The first thing I will do will be to disappear the Galactic Patrol of Universe 7. Minutes later, Toppo would enter the room where Goku was. He was still asleep while being guarded by a nurse. You can go, I will take care of the rest, Toppo would order. But sir, he just ordered me to guard, the nurse would answer. Toppo looked seriously at the nurse, and this, terrified, would withdraw without further questions. Then Toppo would hit Goku on the face over and over until he would wake up. What the hell are you doing, Toppo? Goku would ask, very weak. I am not Topo, Topo said. The image of Topo would become Shaina. She had disguised herself as Topo with a spell. Shaina, how did you do it? Goku would ask. Things I learned from the bird. Not for nothing I am the queen of the beasts, Shaina laughed. The nurse who attended Goku would cross with Topo and Mikishami. Mr. Topo, did you leave someone in the room with the guy named Goku?
The nurse would ask, but if I order you to cover the guard, Topo said, annoying. Who is in the room? Jiren would ask. Mr. Topo just told me that he would stay, the nurse would explain. Topo and Jiren would go in a hurry to the room where Goku was, and they would find him with Shaina. Again, you? Jiren said, very angry, while looking at Shaina. Goku and Shaina had been surprised by the Pride troops. Mikishami would be terrified to observe Shaina. It's amazing that he always finds you in one of your dirty plans, Shaina said. Do you know each other? Topo would ask. Of course not. He just wants to confuse them, Mikishami said, uncomfortable. Topo, please trust me. He is one of the bad guys, Goku said. Shaina would create a portal and take Goku, but before fleeing, Topo would draw a weapon and shoot at Goku. What he had shot was a very small tracker that had adhered to his waist. Quick, we have to go get them, Mikishami would point. Jiren would support his hand on Mikishami's shoulder. He would leave him paralyzed with fear when he looked at him seriously. I see you more worried than all of us to be a simple scientist, Jiren said, in a threatening tone. What are you trying to say? Mikishami said, fearing to be discovered. You will stay here. I do not want to see you after Goku, Jiren would order. Minutes later, Shaina would arrive with Goku to a new planet. What is this place? Goku would ask, tired. He was still weakened by all the sedatives they had given him. It is another of the places where I usually stop. I cannot go to my planet for now because they will find us, Shaina said. Tell me, Goku, do you know what kind of drug they supplied you? They used a sedative that they supplied me with needles, Goku would answer. Wow, how specific, Shaina said with annoyance. I already have the drug that will help you not to lose control, but if I do not know what they supplied you, I cannot give it to you until at least 2 days, Shaina would explain. Damn, 2 days is a long time, Goku said. Hey, let me walk. I think I feel better, Goku would ask. Shaina would let go of Goku, but he would lose his balance completely. He would fall on his knees. You have to rest until the effect of the sedatives passes, Shaina said. Shaina would take Goku to a small laboratory he had on that planet. She would put him to rest in the meantime. Jiren would arrive a few hours later since Goku was still with the tracker on top and they had not realized. I can feel Jiren's ki, Goku said, alert. It is impossible that he has found us, Shaina said, worried. He's getting closer and closer. I must stop him, Goku said. When he got up, but again he would fall for his state. He's going to beat you in a blow, and if he takes you, I won't be able to rescue you again, Shaina would warn. Topo was on a trip with Mikishami, since the latter would con him of the importance of having Goku under control. We have to prevent Shaina from trying something weird. If she makes a mistake, Goku could lose control forever, Mikishami said. I just ask you to be discreet. I am disobeying Jiren for you, Topo would answer. Jiren would arrive at the laboratory, destroying the entrance. Shaina would throw one of her tranquilizing needles at him, but Jiren would blow hard, creating a fan and deflecting the needle. Damn, what is it made of?
Shayna would ask, furious. I came to take Goku. I would rather do it for good, Jiren said. That guy is cheating on you. He's not even called Mikashami, Shayna would comment. It may be. I do not trust him. That's why I consider that it will be best to have Goku under my supervision. Here it is dangerous, Jiren said. Listen, steroid bag, you are the ones who come to bother wanting to take Goku. I can take care of him for myself, Shayna said, furious. If you do not trust that Mikashali, get out of here and leave us alone. I'm sorry, but I do not consider you someone competent to be able to take care of him, Jiren would answer. Jiren, please trust her, Goku would ask. Shayna would open a portal again to flee with Goku, but Jiren would stand in front and push her. No, Shayna, Goku said, worried. Jiren would hit Goku lightly on the neck, so he would manage to feint him. Not even with your portals, you can avoid being stolen. I will take good care of him, Jiren said when taking Goku. Jiren would take Goku while Shayna was furious for not being able to do anything. Jiren would be arriving at his ship when he would realize that Toppo was landing. What is he doing here? Jiren would ask. Mikashami and Toppo would go with Jiren, but Jiren would throw a lightning bolt from here a few centimeters from Mikashami's feet. Jiren, what's wrong with you? Toppo would ask. I told you clearly that I did not want that guy here, Jiren said, annoyed. He is a professional, Jiren. I respect your position, but he is by the highest authorities. Toppo would justify the fact of disobeying Jiren. That woman just wants to confuse them to stay with Goku. I already know how she is, Mikashami said. Mikashami would approach Goku, while Jiren looked at him in a threatening way. If I find out you are doing something strange, I will break your legs, Jiren threatened. Jiren, please, if you touch him, we will have problems, Toppo warned. Shayna would arrive running to save Goku. She would start throwing several needles at Jiren and Mikashami. Jiren would quickly create a lightning bolt from here that would force all the needles to fall. Damn it, Shayna said, furious. You are becoming very annoying, Jiren said, already annoying. In that distraction, Mikashami places a metallic artifact on Goku's neck. What are you doing? Jiren would ask by holding Mikashami by the neck. It is to detect if this mad one put any drug on him. If he becomes now, we will be in trouble, Mikashami would answer. Jiren, let him go. You're making a mistake. If you hurt him, they will take you off your post, Toppo warned. It will be better if you let me go if you don't want that to happen, Mikashami said, seriously. What he put on him is a control device. Take it off at once, Shayna warned. Mikashami would pull out a switch. The device that Mikashami put on Goku's neck would start to ring while blinking with a red light. Goku, wake up! Mikashami would scream. Goku would open his eyes suddenly. He would get up with a wild scream. Jiren would let go of Mikashami to try to control Goku, but Goku would throw Jiren away with a kick. Mr. Mikashami, what is going on here? Toppo would ask. It happens that Goku is under my control and you are finished. Mikashami laughed. I told you 1,000 times, pair of idiots. Shayna Furiosa would scream. Goku's eyes would turn red while his ki was out of control. His tail had grown again. Fangs would grow and his mouth would adopt a strange shape. Jiren, with a ki beam, would destroy the control that Mikashami had in his hand. Idiot, that was just to activate it. Goku now reacts to my orders just by my voice. Mikashami laughed. Goku, attack Jiren. Goku would hit Jiren in the face. This would have fired several meters while dragging his feet on the ground. Jiren increased his ki and would launch against Goku. It was supposed to be sedated, Jiren said. Sedated? Of course, I supplied him with a drug that, although he had it sedated, intensifies his wild state. Goku is now my faithful servant, Mikashami said. After all, Shina was right, Toppo said. Toppo would go to Mikashami. He would hold him by the arm with force. You better order him to calm down or you will have a very bad time, Toppo said, in a bad mood. Mikashami would touch something in his coat. Smoke would come out from one of his buttons that would make Toppo cough. Toppo would release Mikashami since he could not stop coughing. Then he would faint. Goku, kill Jiren, Mikashami would order. Goku would increase his ki even more. After a fierce cry, he would turn into an Oozaru. Jiren would fly towards Goku to attack him, but this one, with a blow, would hit Jiren, leaving him buried on the ground. Goku would step on Jiren. His huge leg would cover his entire body. Even so, Jiren resisted. He would begin to raise his arms, making a great effort to lift his leg. He is very powerful. Even if he is clumsy, it will be difficult to stop him, Jiren thought. Jiren would be able to get up, making Goku fall to the ground, creating a bang when hitting his huge body. Jiren would begin to greatly increase his ki. The earth under him would begin to scream. Goku, kill him once and for all, Mikashami would scream. Jiren would turn and with a ray of ki, he would evaporate Mikashami. Did he kill him? Did he really kill him? Shina said, surprised. Jiren would fly quickly towards Goku, hitting him in his stomach with the impulse of his body. Then he would attack with a rain of punches, one after the other. With a last accurate and precise blow, he would knock down Goku. "Hey, don't kill him either," Shina said. Goku was lying on the ground, still transformed into Oozaru. Jiren would go to check him as he did not get up. In a distraction, Goku would incorporate opening his mouth and expelling a great ray of ki. Jiren would move aside at the last moment. Even so, the attack would rub his shoulder, causing him a serious wound. Then Goku would stand up from a jump, and you could hear his breath shaking. It's as if that shape would provide him with great resistance, Jiren said. Shina would throw several soothing needles, one after the other, but none of them managed to penetrate Goku's skin. They would all fall to the ground. In that state, his skin is extremely hard. You must defeat him, but without killing him, Shina said. Jiren would stretch his arms towards Goku while concentrating energy. After a few seconds, he would launch a huge ki attack towards Goku. The attack was so great that it would completely cover Goku. Shina should move away when blinded by the light emitted by Jiren's attack. Goku would have fallen several meters and would fall back to the ground. Only now his fur released smoke. Jiren looked tired from the amount of energy he had spent in a short time. I hope it was enough, Jiren thought. Goku's body would begin to shine. From a jump, he would stand up, although he would almost lose his balance. "It can't be," Jiren said, alert. Goku would fall on his knees, but then he would stand up again. Screaming wildly, his fur would adopt a white color. "This looks like a nightmare," Jiren thought, remembering Goku in the power tournament. Goku would create a great ki explosion, destroying everything around him. Jiren would observe Goku. He had returned to his base form, but he had white hair. Also, his monkey tail was that color. "Goku, can you hear me?" Jiren would ask. Goku, despite being in his normal form, would grunt. His eyes looked red. His wild side completely controlled Goku, Shina said. Goku would move quickly towards Jiren. He would connect several attacks without giving him time to defend himself. Jiren was almost defeated. The difference in power was great. Jiren would cough a big puddle of blood and fall on his knees. "This is the end," Jiren said. "Jiren!" Shina would scream when she threw one of her needles, and Jiren would stop her between his fingers with dexterity. "Stab yourself with that," Shina said. Goku would throw a ki beam at Jiren, but he would dodge it shortly. "What is this?" Jiren would ask. "It is a drug that will increase the performance of your body," Shina would answer. "It's dangerous, but if you continue like this, it will kill you." Jiren looked at the needle carefully, and, without thinking, he would stab himself with it. Goku would connect a fist blow to Jiren's face. He would be fired several meters, but in a moment he would turn on himself, supporting his feet on the ground. Jiren could hear his own beats. His muscles would increase in size while his veins would stand out. Then Goku would throw himself back at Jiren, but when he got to Jiren, he would throw him away with a kick. "Now I'm stronger," Jiren said seriously, while he saw how Goku was on the ground transformed into Oozaru. This would happen on the planet Vegeta. The army of the King Vegeta was working on the creation of such a powerful Saiyan that could destroy Frieza. Using the DNA of the best Saiyans and having as a base the strongest warrior that was Bardock, they were creating a prodigy model. The King Vegeta would enter the laboratory and he would notice that things were very slow. "It can't be that it takes so long. If they keep wasting time with this, Frieza will discover us," the King Vegeta said. "Great King Vegeta, I swear we do the best we can, but it's a very complicated job," one of the scientists said. "We are trying new things. It's the first time we created life this way." The King Vegeta would support his hand on the scientist's chest and he would explode a ball of blood on top of him, killing him in the act. The other scientists would be terrified at the violent response of the King Vegeta. "I think I'll have to speed this up," the King Vegeta said. The other scientists would start as if there was no tomorrow. "That's how I like it. I want results, not slacks," said King Vegeta. "King Vegeta, Frieza requests it," said one of the soldiers. "Damn, and what does he want now?" asked the annoying King Vegeta. King Vegeta would leave there to meet Frieza. He was really furious, since every wisset of Frieza was a problem. "King Vegeta, what a pleasure to see you," said Frieza with a proud look. "Great Frieza, it is an honor to receive you in my humble planet. said King Vegeta, making a reverence. I came here to solve some accounting problems, said Frieza. According to the numbers of my agents, the planet Vegeta receives more resources than normal. I don't understand what you're talking about, said King Vegeta, terrified, since his experiments required more costs than normal. Oh, I see that it has not been clear, said Frieza. You are using the triple of money you truly declare. Damn, King Vegeta thought. And that costs me an eye in the face, said Frieza, furious. Frieza would move his hand agilely, causing a cut in the eye to King Vegeta. I hope this makes him reflect, said Frieza. If I find out you're still stealing money, I'll destroy your whole planet. Frieza would leave there. All the Saiyans would be terrified. Damn it, I have to hurry everything, said King Vegeta. Minutes later, King Vegeta would be tended by his men by the wound in his eye. He should use a patch since he had lost his vision. Then he would hurry the experiment. He could not keep delaying it. You have to finish the experiment now, said King Vegeta, furious. Great King, we are still missing, said one of the scientists. Look at my eye. This was done by Frieza, said King Vegeta. Suspicion that we are stealing money. The financing of this project is impossible to cover. Finish this now, because otherwise the whole planet will disappear. I need 3 hours, said one of the scientists. For what? King Vegeta would ask. If we are going to cancel the project, at least I want to run the risk, said the scientist. Wait, what do you want to do? Asked another of the scientists. We have the whole subject. We are only working on his molecular structure, said the scientist. Maybe it sounds crazy, but if we wake him up now, he will die. If you give me 3 hours, I will make an agile DNA restructuring so that at least he can live. What do we gain by living? Asked King Vegeta. A hope that he is a formidable warrior, said the scientist. You have 3 hours, and I will stay here until you finish, said King Vegeta. All the scientists would put their hands to work to expedite the experiment. Arriving at 3 o'clock, King Vegeta would order to stop everything. After the last touches, they would wake Goku up once and for all. Ready, wake him up! Good, said King Vegeta. One moment, said the scientist when he arrived with a syringe. What is that? Asked King Vegeta. This is hope, said the scientist. That man would prick the syringe on a system of conducts that would supply the content to Goku's body. Goku's body would begin to move. The computer metrics would be altered. What's going on? Asked King Vegeta. It looks like he's waking up, said the scientist. King Vegeta's tracker would be activated. It would mark 2,000 fighting power. Damn it, it's not worth it. It has 500 more power than average, said King Vegeta. Then Goku's fighting power would go down until it reached 0, and Goku would not move. I think he died, said King Vegeta seriously. It can't be. He has to wake up, said the annoying scientist, and would kick the capsule that contained Goku. The tracker would be activated while Goku moved. It would raise his fighting power. 40,000, said King Vegeta, amazed. The radar would explode, not being able to take more measures. It can't be, said King Vegeta, amazed. Suddenly, the crystals of the capsule would crack and it would explode, letting Goku fall. Goku would start coughing, he would manage to breathe and open his eyes. Give him some clothes, said King Vegeta. I hope this works. All the scientists would attend Goku and would take care of dismantling that laboratory so Frieza would not suspect his inventions. Meanwhile, Frieza was on his ship meditating what to do with the planet Vegeta. I'm sick of those Saiyans. I don't know if it's worth destroying them, said Frieza. Remember that they represent 50% of the troops, said Berry Blue.
At least if you're going to destroy the planet, try to send some Saiyans that are worth a mission. I don't know. To leave a couple alive, I prefer to kill them all. I don't want anyone to organize some kind of revenge or something like that, said Frieza. Then keep them. After all, they are the most economical labor force thanks to being a lower race, said Berry Blue. Yes, for now I will leave them alive. Maybe if there is another problem, just eliminate that stupid King Vegeta. I guess taking an eye out was more than enough, said Frieza. By the way, the Special Forces Ginyu came to talk to you, said Berry Blue. They say they have good news. Oh my God, I just hope they don't start with their ridiculous steps, said Frieza. They are very embarrassed when they do those things. In the planet Vegeta would spend a few hours. Goku seemed to adapt. He could communicate normally and perform basic tasks such as walking, eating, and going to the bathroom. How have you put him? Asked King Vegeta. Bardock asked us to call him his son Kakarot, said one of the scientists. Kakarot was not the child that died traveling to Earth? Asked King Vegeta. Yes, that one. I think it is to honor him, said the scientist. No way! That name will bring bad luck, said King Vegeta. Call him Goku. As you wish, sir, and went to talk to him. Very well, you will be called Goku. Yes, my name is Goku, and I am a Saiyan who was not created artificially, said Goku. Yes, look, you don't have to say that part, said the scientist. I just said that your name is Goku, and realized that you are a common and ordinary Saiyan. Hi, I'm Goku, and I am a common current, said Goku. Heavens, it seems that his neurons have not matured enough, the scientist thought. King Vegeta would go to see Goku. He needed to know how he was maturing. Goku, it's a pleasure to see you, said King Vegeta. Hi, my name is Goku, and I will just say that, said King Vegeta. Yes, well... King Vegeta would observe one of his scientists, and he would shrug his shoulders. It was too much that he was alive, said the scientist. At least he has his tail, said King Vegeta. Get ready, Goku. Soon you will have a combat fight to test your skills. What is a fight? Asked Goku, making King Vegeta angry. I'll explain. Come with me, said the scientist. Goku would be instructed in what would be the fight. Luckily, he could learn fast, although he certainly had only a few hours of life. Bardock would arrive. He would observe Goku carefully. Bardock, said Bardock, amazed. Bardock, I'm sorry, his name is Goku, said one of the scientists. But I asked to be called as my son, said Bardock, annoyed. I tried to tell King Vegeta, but he did not accept. He said that name would bring bad luck for his fate, said the scientist.
That damn idiot, said Bardock, furious. Bardock, don't be stupid. If King Vegeta hears you, he will kill you, said the scientist. Try to control yourself and don't get us into more trouble. I just want to see how strong he is, and if it was worth investing so many resources in him, said Bardock. After all, it is our hope to kill Frieza. Bardock, are you ready? Asked Janae when he arrived. Janae, yes, it seems so, said Bardock. Holy heaven, it's just like you, said Janae when he saw him. This is how Kakarot would look if that accident had not happened, said Bardock. Honey, don't think about that. It was no one's fault, said Janae. Yes, it was my fault, said Bardock, and left. What happens to him? Asked the scientist. Some time ago, Bardock believed that Frieza was going to destroy our planet, so he stole a transport capsule and put our son inside, explained Janae. It turns out that the capsule suffered a mishap on the trip, and besides that, when Bardock found out that his rumor was false, he blamed Kakarot's death. He still doesn't get over it. Wow, I didn't know all the details. How sorry, said the scientist. Bardock would introduce himself to Goku. Hi, I'm Bardock, and I came with you to have a fight, said Bardock. Hi, I'm Goku, and I'll just say that, said Goku. Okay, said Bardock, confused. Be patient with him. He's in his first day of life, said the scientist. Very well, let's start with the fight, said Bardock. Bardock would get in a fighting position, but Goku wouldn't. Hey, what's going on with you? Asked Bardock. Get in a fighting position. Why? Asked Goku. Because we're going to fight, said Bardock. But that means killing us, said Goku. God, this is going to be harder than I thought, said Janae. I can't ask for much more. After all, the experiment was a failure at the end before, said Vegeta. Thank you for being alive. Come on, Goku. I'll have to attack you to measure your powers, so get ready, said Bardock. Bardock would throw himself at Goku. He would get to him with a punch, but he would dodge it. Hey, I don't like this, said Goku. What are you talking about? Asked Bardock. God, he's an idiot, said Vegeta. Goku, you have to defend yourself. You must learn to fight to exploit your skills, said Bardock. I'm sorry, but I don't like the idea of hurting other people, said Goku. Tell me it's not true, said Bardock, furious. Goku, attack Bardock. I order you, said Vegeta. No, I don't want to. You're a damn idiot, said Bardock. Bardock would attack Goku with everything, but all his attacks would be easily dodged. Goku would move from side to side in an extremely agile way. It can't be, said Bardock, surprised. Bardock would join his hands and throw a great ray of ki, but Goku would block it with a simple kick. Hey, this makes me uncomfortable. Let's do something else, said Goku. It can't be. This is a failure, screamed King Vegeta, furious with Goku. King Vegeta and Bardock were really furious with Goku, since although he was extremely strong, he had no intention of fighting. He didn't like hurting others at all. Goku would go to Bardock and Janae's house while she would take care of him. Hey, I guess you're hungry, said Janae. Wow, now that you say it, I'm starving, said Goku. Janae would serve food to Goku and he would eat like a beast. Janae would be impressed by Goku's great appetite. Wow, you really eat a lot, said Janae, amazed. You cook very well, said Goku. After a few minutes, he would finish eating. It would be really full. Wow, everything was so good, said Goku, happy. Janae would look at him with a special smile, and Goku would notice it. Is something wrong? Goku would ask. Oh no, you remind me of my son, said Janae. Really? And where is he? Goku would ask. He died when he was little, said Janae, dumbfounded. Oh, I'm so sorry, said Goku. Don't worry, it's not your fault, said Janae. Bardock would enter the house. He would see Goku and how Janae looked at him. Bardock would realize the situation. Janae, come here for a moment, please, Bardock would ask. Janae and Bardock would go out to talk. What's going on? Janae would ask. I understand that you like him because he looks like Kokoro, but please don't fall in love with him, said Bardock seriously. Hey, what do you mean by that? Janae would ask. He is not our son, and I don't know how long he'll be here. I don't want you to suffer another loss, said Bardock. Janae would slap Bardock, who would turn his face to one side. Have more respect. I'm going to fall in love with him as much as I want. Raditz never loved us, and he left forever. At least I'll give him the love I couldn't give Kokoro, said Janae. Is something wrong? Goku would ask when he arrives. No, nothing, said Bardock.
Hey, Goku, I just ask you to be hidden. I don't want you to go out much. Why? Goku would ask. If it's because I'm an experiment, I promise not to say anything. I don't want you to be discovered, or otherwise Frieza will kill us. Not only you, but the whole planet, said Bardock. Oh, I think that would be wrong, Goku said. Right? Yes, Goku, that's right, said Bardock, somewhat tired. Oh my God, he's dumber than I thought, said Bardock. Goku would stay at Bardock and Janae's house while Frieza would order the Special Forces, Ginyu, to go out and investigate. He wanted to make sure that King Vegeta hadn't plotted something. I understand. We'll take care of it, said Captain Ginyu. You know what you have to do. Investigate everything you can. I don't care if you have to sacrifice some lives. Find out what they were doing with that money they were stealing from me so much, said Frieza. That way the Special Forces Ginyu would go out to planet Vegeta to carry out that investigation. They would go home by home asking questions, although they did it in a threatening way. They hurt the Saiyans and looted their things. Bardock and Janae would find out about their presence, so they would try to hide Goku. Goku, you already know what you have to do. Stay in your room and don't move until we tell you, said Janae. Okay, but then you give me food? I'm hungry, said Goku. Of course, don't worry, Janae smiled. Bardock would leave his home to see what the Special Forces Ginyu wanted, but they were quite unbearable. Come on, I told you I don't know anything, said Bardock. It's strange that you don't know anything. You are one of the strongest Saiyans on this planet, said Captain Ginyu. Also, everyone behaves as if they were afraid to speak, except you. I think he is hiding something, said Janae. Hey, shut up! I'm talking to your boss, said Bardock. Captain Ginyu would punch Bardock in the stomach, leaving him bent on the ground. Be careful how you refer to my men, said Captain Ginyu. Damn, said Bardock in pain. Look at him. He looks like he wants to play, said Rickham.
Said Kurdo. Damn, I hear my mouth, said Bardock. The Special Forces Ginyu would surround Bardock while the other Saiyans watched, terrified. How are we going to make you talk? Asked Captain Ginyu. King Vegeta would arrive when he was warned of their presence. Hey, I remind you that I am the king of this planet. If you have to talk to someone, you will do it with me, said King Vegeta. Look, better get lost if you don't want us to humiliate you, said Captain Ginyu. Bardock? Ginny would call worried to see that her husband was in trouble. Ginny, go home, said Bardock. Shut up. All that is yours, said Captain Ginyu. Hey, don't even think about it, said Bardock, furious. Captain Ginyu would take Ginny by the arm to take her with him. I think I'll take her with me. My troops need some entertainment, said Captain Ginyu. Enough, said King Vegeta. King Vegeta would throw a ray of fire at Captain Ginyu, but Rikun would get in his way and deflect the attack with a simple punch. Wow, it seems that the king is behaving very badly, said Rikun. Rikun would hit King Vegeta hard. He would fall to the ground, almost unable to move. The rest of his soldiers, seeing the great difference in power, would not dare to defend him. Look at them, they are cowards, said Bardock, making fun of King Vegeta's soldiers. Bardock would try to go for Ginny, but Geese and Gordo would get in his way. You won't go anywhere, said Geese, and would hit Bardock in the stomach. Bardock would cough blood and fall on his knees. Ginny would scream for being dragged by Captain Ginyu. Bardock would not stand it. Suddenly, Bardock would explode his ki to the maximum beyond his limits. What is that? Goku would ask from his room. How strange. It felt like a lot of energy exploding. Bardock's hair was flaming. It was decided to end Ginyu's special forces. King Vegeta would use his radar. Bardock's ki exceeded 80,000 units. "It's not possible. I only had 30,000, said King Vegeta. Bardock would hit Whis with a punch, taking him by surprise and leaving him on the ground. "Damn, where did he get that strength from?" said Whis. "Let her go," said furious Bardock. Bardock would throw himself at Captain Ginyu. He would release Jinny and kick Bardock when he arrived. Bardock would fly away several meters, but he would rise again and throw himself at Captain Ginyu. Both would start fighting fiercely, but Bardock would not have any chance. "It doesn't matter what you do, you can't beat me," said Captain Ginyu. Captain Ginyu would kick Bardock hard on the ribs. He would be injured and could hardly move. "As I thought, that increase in power was only temporary," said Captain Ginyu. Captain Ginyu would knock Bardock down, making him crash against the ground. Bardock would be really injured. He could hardly move. "Bardock!" shouted Jinny. "You shut up," said Captain Ginyu. Ginyu would throw a beam of ki at Jinny, but as if nothing, Goku would appear spying on the attack effortlessly. "Enough," said Goku seriously. "Hey, who are you? You look like Bardock," said Captain Ginyu. Ginyu's special forces would measure his fighting power. He only scored 15,000. "Captain, it doesn't show up in the database," said Jinny. "That's weird," said Captain Ginyu. "Hey, where are you from? Don't hurt anyone anymore. Get out of here and leave us alone," said Goku, annoyed. "Excuse me?" asked Ginyu. "Do you know who we are?" "Look, I don't care. I really want you to leave. You scare everyone," said Goku. "I think I'll have to teach you a lesson to the blows," said Captain Ginyu, as he threw himself to the bones. "No, please, I don't like to fight," said Goku. "Look at him, he's a chicken," said Jinny. "I'm not a chicken, I'm a Saiyan created in a laboratory," said Goku. "Damn it, he said it," said furious Bardock. "What nonsense are you talking?" asked confused Ginyu. "I think it will be better to silence that huge pagoda," said Whis. Whis would decide to attack Goku, but by throwing a punch, he would hold his hand as if nothing. Then, Goku would squeeze Whis' fist hard. "I really don't like to fight," said Goku. "Please, get out of here. I don't want to hurt you," said Goku. "It can't be. If only he wasn't so good, it would be a very useful tool," said King Vegeta. "Whis, what's going on with you?" asked confused Ginyu. "He has a lot of strength," said Whis. "Let me go. You hurt me. It's okay," said Goku when he let him go. "Now, go home and don't bother anyone. Attack," said Ginyu. "Wait, you say it as if it were someone dangerous," said Bardock. "He has a lot of strength. Let's not underestimate him," said Whis. "Jinny, could you move away a little? I don't want you to get hurt," said Goku. "Of course," said Ginyu. The four members would throw everything at Goku. They would all start attacking him at the same time, but Goku moved with such agility that they couldn't do him the slightest damage. The Saiyans would be disconcerted by Goku's skill. The Special Forces Ginyu were recognized as the 5 most powerful soldiers after Frieza, and Goku was walking the 4 of them at the same time. At one point, Rikun would manage to lightly connect a punch to Goku's face. It wouldn't really hurt him, but something would change in Goku. His gaze would become dark. Goku would scream, raising his foot to the maximum, expelling the 4 away. Goku's eyes would transmit hate as a result of the blow. "Hey you," Goku said when he pointed to Rikun. "That hurt me a little, but it was very annoying." Rikun would be terrified by Goku's power. Everyone's radars had exploded due to the large amount of energy. "It's not true. How is it possible that he has so much power? Ginyu would ask furiously. Wait, that of the experiment. Goku, don't leave them alive. They are bad and they kill Saiyans, Vegeta said. Goku would pass at great speed among the first 4 members of Ginyu's forces. He had hit each of them, and that way, everyone would faint. How did he do it? Ginyu said. I couldn't even read his movements. You are the father of these fools? Take them away. I haven't killed them yet, Goku said. They're not my sons, idiot, Ginyu said. Don't make me repeat it again, Goku said. Goku, kill him, Bardock said. If you don't, Frieza will tell you, and Frieza will destroy our planet. Ginyu would fly away trying to escape, but Goku would catch him in an instant. Then he would kick him, making him fall to the ground. Ginyu would hit him hard, hurting himself. Disgusting worm, Ginyu said. Ginyu would throw an attack at Goku, but the Saiyans would appear behind Ginyu. From a blow to his back, he would take his hand the other side. Ginyu would see Goku's hand going through his stomach. It's not true, Ginyu said, agonizing. He did it. After all, he did it, Bardock said, astonished. I'm sorry. I don't like this fight. But if the planet is going to die for just your life, I can't allow it, Goku said. Goku would take his hand from inside Ginyu, and he would fall to the ground. Ginyu had just died. Goku had done it, after all.
I can't believe it. You really did it, Bardock said. Do what? Goku would ask. You killed someone, Bardock said. Well, I call it saving the planet, Goku said. You know, a life for the whole planet. It's a matter of numbers. Goku, you're amazing. You're really strong, Ginyu said. I don't think it's that big of a deal, Goku said. All the Saiyans were excited. They would approach Goku to congratulate him. King Vegeta felt relieved. I just need a little pressure. It's having a reason to fight, and he will, King Vegeta said. Come on, Goku. Let's go home. There are a lot of people here, Jinne said. Wait, what will happen to those guys? Goku would ask. Don't worry, Bardock will take care of it, Jinne said. Guys, Bardock said when he called them. All the Saiyans would launch a key attack on the special forces of Ginyu. They would kill them before they woke up. Meanwhile, in Frieza's ship, the evil Emperor would have no news of the special forces Ginyu. Where did those useless people go? Frieza would ask. It's not possible that they have disappeared that way. I love Frieza. His tracers are offline, Bree Blue said. It will be impossible to communicate with them. How are his tracers offline? Frieza would ask. Well, that's what marks our records, Bree Blue said. It's as if they had been destroyed. Have they deserted? Kikuno would ask. Maybe they are traitors. I would expect that from anyone but Ginyu, Frieza said. I want you to find out what happened. One of Frieza's soldiers would run in. He looked quite upset. Great Frieza, the mad soldier said. Frieza would throw a beam from here to his shoulder. The soldier would be seriously injured. Don't scream, Frieza said. What happened? They killed the Special Forces Ginyu, the soldier said. What? Frieza said, disconcerted. That's right. Our men found their bodies. It seems that someone beat them almost without fighting, the soldier said. They don't have big wounds. They were precise blows, so it wasn't a fight. Someone very strong killed them.
That doesn't make sense, Frieza said. Frieza would get up from his throne. He would walk around the room thinking about what to do. From his ship, he would observe the planet Vegeta. He would remember the situation that had happened with King Vegeta and the funds they lost. I don't think I need them anymore, Frieza said seriously. Great Frieza, could it be? Beery Blue said. That's right. I don't know what happens on that planet, but it brings more problems than solutions, Frieza said. They eliminated the Special Forces Jinyu. They gave me a great guarantee. They will be almost irreplaceable. Frieza would go outside the ship, finding himself in space. He would observe the planet Vegeta with contempt. He would point up, creating a big ball of ki. Never again, disgusting apes, Frieza said. On the planet Vegeta, everyone would see how the sky was illuminated. What is that? Jinyu said, terrified. It can't be. We're finished, Bardock said. Goku would appear. He would see the big ball of ki, nothing to reach the planet Vegeta. It's not true. If that touches the planet, we're finished, Bardock said. Goku would fly at high speed and raise his ki to the maximum. He would join his hands and throw a big ki beam towards that giant ball. Frieza's ki ball would lose speed little by little until it would stop completely. It's not true, Frieza said from his ship. Goku made a great effort but still managed to reject it. Suddenly, a strong pain in his head would bother him and his nose would bleed. Goku's ki would explode, throwing away Frieza's attack. It can't be. Nobody could do something like that, Frieza said. This doesn't make sense. Great Frieza, there's definitely someone very powerful there, Bree Blue said. That damn King Vegeta surely has something to do with this, Frieza said. Goku would fall to the ground. He felt really bad. Jinyu and Bardock would go to help him. Goku, what's wrong? Jinyu would ask. Goku would scream in despair as he held his head. A type of reaction, Goku has little time since he woke up, Bardock said. Goku's ki would be out of control. He would begin to emanate a large amount of energy through his body. Then Bardock and Jin would be forced to leave there. Goku would create a great explosion of ki around him, destroying everything in his path. Luckily, he had not hurt anyone since he had taken distance in time. Heavens, that was dangerous, Bardock said. What's wrong with Goku? Jin would ask, worried about him. I don't know, Bardock said. Moments later, Frieza would reach the planet Vegeta. Everyone would be really terrified by his presence. Frieza floated at a low level from the ground without the Saiyans taking their eyes on him. The King Vegeta would appear, trying to make time for Goku to appear. I want explanations, Frieza said seriously. Great Frieza, I don't know what you're talking about, Vegeta said. Don't play dumb. What did you do with that money you stole? Frieza said, and take the King Vegeta by the neck. Then Frieza would begin to tighten his neck with force. For your own good, I suggest you speak before I exterminate everyone, Frieza said. Jinyu and Bardock were desperate trying to wake up Goku, but he was still unconscious. It can't be. He doesn't wake up at all, Jin said. Come on, Goku, you have to wake up. Frieza is here, Bardock said. After several attempts, Goku would finally wake up. He would open his eyes even though he looked upset. Goku, you finally wake up, Jin said. Goku would get out of there without giving any kind of explanation. In an instant, the location of Frieza would arrive. Who are you? Frieza would ask. "Let go of King Vegeta," Goku said seriously. "As you wish," Frieza said. Frieza would throw King Vegeta aside, knocking him down at a risk. "Tell me, do you have anything to do with the attack that throws the planet?" Frieza would ask. "Then you attacked the planet Vegeta," Goku said seriously while compressing his muscles. "And if I did, what?" Frieza said. Goku would throw himself like a torpedo towards Frieza, hitting him hard. Frieza would be fired far away, rolling on the ground. All the Saiyans would be terrified to see how someone had been able to knock down Frieza. Frieza would stand up furious. All the Saiyans would flee from there, fearing that something would happen to them. Only a few would stay, but at a safe distance. Meanwhile, Goku was ready to finish Frieza. "It's not bad at all. It's too much to be a dirty ape," Frieza said. Frieza would throw himself with everything towards Goku. He would arrive with a strong punch to his face, but he would barely turn his face to one side. "It's not true," Frieza said disconcerted. Goku would hit Frieza's stomach. He would be bent over and with his eyes blank. He could barely move.
"I am Goku, the Saiyan experiment designed to finish you," Goku said. "And I swear that I will exterminate you." Goku would hit Frieza with a series of consecutive blows. The evil Emperor could not dodge all his attacks. Finally, Goku would elevate him to the heights of the sky with a kick. Then he would attack him with a rain of tequila balls that would hit him even though he was covered. "Where does this worm get so much energy from?" Frieza said, furious. Suddenly, Goku would appear behind Frieza, and with a hammer blow he would knock him down. The evil Emperor would hit him hard. Frieza would leave a big well after his fall. Goku looked like nothing, as if all that attack meant nothing to him at all. Suddenly, where Frieza was would generate a great explosion. The evil Emperor would emerge in his last form. "What the hell?" Goku said, confused. "That's Frieza?" Frieza would break his neck and accommodate his body. He was as if nothing. "You must feel really proud. No one had taken me to this point," Frieza said. "The Saiyans will be the first to know this form. My last transformation, the most definitive of all." Then Goku would descend. He felt the great energy of Frieza. "I don't like this fighting, but for some reason when I see you, I feel like breaking all your bones." Furious, Goku said. "What's wrong with him?" Shocked Jin would ask. "I don't know. It looks like he just wants to fight Frieza. It must be something that was pending while they worked on him," Bardock said. "So, when do you want?" Frieza said. Goku would throw everything at Frieza. He would arrive with a flying kick, but Goku would continue long because Frieza had easily dodged it. Then Goku would return to Frieza. He would attack him with everything, but his attacks were useless. "How is it possible?" Goku would ask disconcerted when he noticed that he could not connect a single attack. "Oh, you're not doing it wrong," Frieza said. "Feel good about taking me to this point." Frieza would throw Goku away with a single kick. He would fall painfully several meters away. "It can't be," Goku said when holding his ribs. "So that's what the lost funds were about?" Frieza said. "They were working on creating this mutant to defeat me, but it won't be enough." "Bastard, don't think you'll get away with it," Goku said. Goku would throw a big kick at Frieza, but he would manage to contain it with just the palm of his hand. "Come on, do you really think you can destroy me?" Frieza would ask. "Our levels are really different, but if you want to try your luck while I'm with you, it would be a good exercise." Damn, Goku said. Goku would raise his ki to the maximum, as much as he could. He would throw everything at Frieza and try to connect a hit, but it would be really impossible. Frieza made fun of Goku by just dodging his attacks. Goku had nothing to do. He would keep trying even if he couldn't. "Come on, so here are my funds," Frieza said. Frieza would hit Goku in the stomach, then 2 precise blows to the chest. Goku would be motionless due to the damage, and he would cough blood. Then Frieza would hold Goku by the neck with his tail and lift him from the ground. "I plan to recover the money they stole from me, so I can make you an offer," Frieza said. "Work for me and I will spare your life." "That never," Goku said. Frieza would start hitting Goku over and over again without giving him a chance at all. "Come on, after all, you are mine," Frieza said. "They made you with the money they stole from me, so you belong to me." Frieza would keep hitting Goku with everything, but he wouldn't give up for anything in the world. "We have to do something," Bardock said. "Bardock, you are crazy. We have no chance against him," Vegeta said. "If we don't do something, we will die anyway. Kakarot is our only hope," Bardock said. "Darling?" Jean said. "What?" Bardock said. "If you called Goku by the name of your son, it means you are desperate," Vegeta said. "I trust him," Jean said. Jin would approach the fight. Bardock would inevitably follow her. "Damn," Vegeta said. King Vegeta would give the order to his soldiers. Several Saiyans would go to Frieza. From a distance, they would launch several ki attacks. Frieza would resist them with a ki barrier around him. "What do they want?" Frieza said. In that distraction, Goku would bite his tail, Frieza would scream in pain and let him go. Goku would make some jumps backwards. "It doesn't matter what happens to me, I won't give up." Goku would scream after biting Frieza's tail. Goku was ready to fight Frieza. He had freed himself from his grip, but he knew he had no chance against Frieza. Even so, he wouldn't give up so easily. "I'll finish you anyway," Goku said. "I'm still waiting for you to do that," Frieza said. Goku looked really upset. Finally, he would take courage and launch again with everything towards Frieza. He would attack him again with the same result. He couldn't connect a single attack. "It can't be, I'll never beat this step," Goku said. Frieza would hit Goku in the neck. He would take a few steps back while he was holding on. "No, Goku," Ginny said, terrified. Goku had serious breathing problems. The blow had been very precise. "What is that? Spectators?" Frieza said while looking to one side. "Wow, so they didn't leave here?" Frieza would see all the Saiyans that were still there. "I see you want to die before time," Frieza said. Frieza would launch an energy attack at them. Although he hadn't hurt them directly, the energy expansion would throw them away. "Enough," furious Goku said. Goku would reach Frieza in an instant with a punch. Incredibly, Frieza had not been able to dodge the attack. "Damn ape," Frieza said. Frieza would throw a kick, but Goku would cover himself at the right time and would answer with a kick in his chest. Frieza would move away a few meters, scraping his feet on the ground. "It's not true," Frieza said, furious. "Where did you get more strength?" Goku would have a strange, shiny aura around him. His hair would start to flame. "I won't let you touch anyone," Goku said, determined. "If necessary, I will kill you." Goku would attack Frieza again. This time the evil Emperor would notice the power of his attacks. Goku would gradually get stronger as time went on. I don't understand. What gives him so much energy? Frieza thought, worried. Frieza would manage to hit Goku in the chest, moving him away, but in an instant Goku would recover and launch again to Frieza, this time with a strong kick in his chest. "Damn," Frieza said, furious. "It would be better if I fought seriously." Frieza would make a key explosion, throwing Goku away just with the energy expansion. Goku couldn't believe it. Frieza's power had suddenly increased. "It can't be. What's going to happen?" Jean said. "Jean, we better get out of here," Bardock said. "I don't plan on leaving Goku alone," Jean said. "We'll only get in the way here," Vegeta said. But Jean said the ground under them would crack. Puddles of lava would come out in various parts of the earth. "What's going on?"
Ginny would ask. "I can't believe it. Those two have so much power that they are making the planet into pieces," Vegeta said. "Damn, we have no choice but to flee from here." Bardock said, "I don't even think about leaving my home." Ginny said, "Then you will die here." Bardock said, Goku and Frieza would continue in their fight. Frieza was giving a big beating to Goku. He was moving everywhere while he was still attacking him. A storm would begin to form in the sky. Vegeta's planet resisted less and less. Goku would launch hundreds of attacks from here to Frieza, but he was dodging them all. In that way, the ground would be even more affected by the giant explosions from here. "It's still like this, and you will be the one who destroys the planet," Frieza said with a ruthless smile. "Damn," Goku said. Goku would try to be careful, but that would make everything more difficult for him. He had the problem that he couldn't attack freely. Besides that, Frieza was stronger than him. "You know what? I'm tired of this," Frieza said. Frieza would explode his ki to the maximum. He was tired of games. Goku would be terrified by all the power he felt from his opponent. "No, it can't be. I can't let Frieza destroy this planet," Goku said. "I was created to kill you and protect the planet, Vegeta." Frieza would rise to the top of the sky and throw a great ray of energy. Goku would rise to sustain the attack, but it didn't seem to be enough. Goku would fall little by little. It only delayed the destruction of the planet. Some Saiyans would begin to try to flee, although the great storm would create difficulties in their escapes and some ships would be destroyed. Goku would begin to force his ki to the maximum. He wouldn't let the planet be destroyed for nothing in the world. Little by little, his ki would rise. Suddenly, Goku would create an explosion of ki around him, transforming into the Super Saiyan for the first time. "What is that?" Frieza would ask, terrified. Goku would launch a great ki attack, counteracting Frieza's attack. That ability would be dodged by Frieza, but by very little. The evil Emperor would be terrified by so much power in a single moment. Before he could react to something, Goku would reach him with a strong blow to his stomach. Frieza would cough due to the force of the attack. "It can't be," Frieza thought, terrified. Goku would hold Frieza's face, would descend at great speed with him, and would make him crash against the ground. Then Goku would fall on Frieza, stepping on his stomach. The evil Emperor would be seriously injured. "It's incredible. Goku got very strong of blow," Bardock said. "It's our salvation. Goku will win," Ginny said, excited. Even if he wins, we are lost, Vegeta said. Everyone would observe around him. The beautiful planet was in terrible condition. Hundreds of lava jets would come out everywhere, and the tremors would be too powerful. Get out of here, there's nothing to do, Vegeta said. Wait, what will you do? Bardock would ask. Nothing, I'll stay here, Vegeta said. A captain sinks with his ship. Frieza would stand up really sore. He could hardly move. You're a damn cheater, Frieza said. You can't get so strong just because. Shut up, Goku said. Goku would attack Frieza with everything. The evil emperor would have no chance. Little by little he would wear him out without giving him time to defend himself. In a matter of seconds, Goku would give him the final blow. Frieza would fall to the ground, unable to move. Goku would walk slowly towards him. He would see how he suffered. Look what you got, Goku said. I don't care, Frieza said. Why? Anyway, you will die. What are you talking about? Goku said. Come on, just look around you, Frieza said. Goku would realize late. The whole planet was about to explode. I'm a cold demon. I can survive in space, but you can't. You need oxygen or you will die. Frieza said, damn, Goku said. Goku would fly away looking for a solution. Frieza would throw a ki beam at his back, but Goku would answer with the same attack. Finally, Frieza would receive the attack directly, exploding in a ki bomb. Goku would go with Bardock and Ginny. They were waiting for him. We have to get out of here, Bardock said. Bardock and Ginny would take Goku to a ship so they could escape. King Vegeta was observing his planet. He didn't move at all in the world. Come on, stop being like this and come with us, Bardock said. This is my planet and I will share your fate, King Vegeta said. Don't be stupid. It doesn't make sense to die here, Ginny said. Go away. I have nothing to do elsewhere, King Vegeta said. Our friends didn't have more time, so they would leave him there. Goku and the others would get on the ship and take off. When flying, they would have certain difficulties since the storm was too strong. King Vegeta would go for Frieza's location. He would have cut him into pieces with his destroyed body. You slaved us for years, and messing with us cost you your life, King Vegeta said. You don't know the pleasure that gives me, the fact that you die on our planet. Frieza would open his eyes, although he would not speak. King Vegeta would fall seated in fear. It can't be that he is alive in that state, King Vegeta said. Frieza from his eyes would launch 2 ki lasers, thus eliminating King Vegeta. Goku and the others would manage to escape the planet with great difficulty. We did it, Ginny said. I'm sorry, I didn't think our fight would cause this, Goku said. Don't worry, Frieza was going to kill us anyway, Bardock said. You saved us, but what are we going to do now? Goku said. There is a planet near here called Earth. It is said that it is very quiet and that its inhabitants are humans. They are beings like us, but without a tail, Bardock said. Without a tail, Ginny said. How disgusting. Hey, it's not that bad. It's like when they cut our tail, Bardock said. It's not the same not having a tail for a few days until you grow up without it. Poor, ugly babies, Ginny said. Tell me, do they lay eggs? I don't know. I can't imagine what kind of shape they have to reproduce if they are beings without a tail, Bardock said. Hey, how do babies do? Goku would ask. Goku had no idea since he was born artificially. Wow, that's something complicated to explain now. Leave it for another time, Bardock said. Okay, Goku said. The beautiful planet would explode completely. Some Saiyans would stay there and could not save themselves. Days later, Frieza's troops roamed the space. They were being commanded by King Cold, Frieza's father. "It can't be. It can't be that he doesn't appear anywhere. My son is a cold demon. He has to be alive," King Cold said. "We're doing everything possible to find him, but he doesn't appear anywhere," Kikono said. "I found him," a soldier said. That soldier would show the remains of Frieza. Only half of his body was left. He had his waist up, and he was missing an arm. Frieza was still alive, although he was close to dying. Frieza's soldiers would go to his rescue, heal him, and rebuild his parts with metal pieces. After a great task, they would be able to rebuild it completely. Frieza would wake up and notice his state. "What happened?" Frieza would ask, disconcerted. "Wow, you're still alive," King Cold said. "They say some Saiyans beat you." "No, they weren't some Saiyans. It was the Saiyans," Frieza said, terrified. "What are you talking about?" King Cold said. "He was an artificial Saiyans. They created the legendary Super Saiyans," Frieza said. "That the legend of the Super Saiyans was true," King Cold said. "What do you mean?" Frieza would ask. "There is a legend that I want to tell you, but first, try to recover. Tomorrow, some specialists will come and see how to really rebuild you, and not with metal pieces," King Cold said. Frieza would observe his hands and the rest of his body. He would notice the metal pieces everywhere. "Damn, Goku, you're going to pay me," Frieza said. On Earth, Goku and the others were ready to start a new life. "Heavens, there are no more Saiyans here," Goku said. "Some are elsewhere, while others went to other planets. But don't worry, now let's find a way to build a home," Bardock said. "And now, how will we survive?" Goku would ask. "There are many animals here, so we can live in the house without any problem," Jin said. "Don't worry, I'll cook the food you like so much." Months later, Frieza's ship would be peeking through the ground. Frieza was as new and strengthened, since he had trained hard to take revenge on Goku. "With this is the land, the planet where that worm hid," Frieza said. "Now I will pay for everything he did to me." Goku would finish saying Frieza while he saw everything from his ship. What could happen now that Frieza returned? Will Goku be able to defeat him? And also, how strong will the new Frieza be? We will know all that in the next part of this theory. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more theories. See you in a next video. In 2026, the Dragon Ball universe finds itself awakening once again, not with explosive noise, but with a steady and deliberate return. For years, Dragon Ball Super existed in a state of uncertainty. The anime had stopped, the manga moved forward quietly, and fans were left holding on to fragments of information, theories, and hope. After the passing of Akira Toriyama, that uncertainty grew heavier. Dragon Ball was no longer just a franchise in transition, it was a legacy searching for its next step. Yet, Dragon Ball has always been about forward motion. From its earliest chapters, the story has centered on progress, training, and the belief that growth never truly ends. Goku's journey was never about reaching a final destination. It was about chasing strength, wisdom, and self-discovery, even when the road seemed endless. Dragon Ball Super took that philosophy and expanded it beyond planets and galaxies, introducing divine beings, multiversal structures, and a power scale that reached into the realm of gods. When the Dragon Ball Super anime concluded years ago, it didn't feel like an ending, it felt like a pause. The world was larger than ever, the characters were still evolving, and new threats had already been hinted at. Fans sensed that the story was unfinished, waiting for the right moment to continue. That moment has arrived. The Dragon Ball franchise has officially begun a new chapter, and it starts with the return of Dragon Ball Super to television. Instead of continuing directly from where the anime stopped, the creators chose a more thoughtful approach. Dragon Ball Super is being reintroduced through an enhanced and rebuilt version of its earliest arcs, beginning with the arrival of Beerus, the god of destruction. This decision is more meaningful than it first appears. Beerus represents a turning point in Dragon Ball history. Before him, power was something that could always be surpassed through training, rage, or determination. Beerus shattered that illusion. He was not a conqueror seeking domination, but a force of balance whose power existed beyond morality. His presence forced Goku, Vegeta, and the entire universe to recognize that there were limits they had never even imagined. The enhanced version of Dragon Ball Super is not simply retelling old episodes, it is reshaping them. Animation has been rebuilt to meet modern standards, with smoother motion, richer colors, and more detailed environments. Character designs have been refined, allowing expressions and body language to carry more emotional weight. Fights that once felt rushed are now carefully choreographed, giving each clash the sense of scale and intensity it deserves. The Super Saiyan God transformation, in particular, receives renewed focus. Rather than being treated as a temporary power-up, it is framed as a symbolic evolution. It represents unity among Saiyans, respect for history, and the acceptance of divine energy. This transformation becomes less about raw strength and more about understanding one's place in a larger cosmic order. By rebuilding Dragon Ball Super from the ground up, the franchise is creating a strong foundation for what comes next. This approach allows new audiences to step into the story without confusion, while longtime fans are rewarded with a refined version of events they already cherish. But Dragon Ball is not content with revisiting the past. Alongside the enhanced return, the franchise has confirmed the production of entirely new anime content that pushes the story beyond the Tournament of Power. For the first time, arcs that previously existed only in the manga will be fully animated, starting with the Galactic Patrol storyline. This arc marks a shift in perspective for Dragon Ball. The universe is no longer defined solely by Earth and its defenders. Instead, the story expands outward, revealing a cosmic system that has existed long before Goku ever began his journey. The Galactic Patrol represents order on a universal scale, enforcing laws that even gods must acknowledge. Through this storyline, Dragon Ball explores the idea that power alone is not enough. Ancient threats emerge, beings whose existence predates many of the divine hierarchies fans are familiar with. These enemies do not simply test strength, they challenge discipline, knowledge, and restraint. Victory requires more than overwhelming force. It demands growth in mindset. Vegeta's development becomes especially significant during this phase. His journey moves further away from pride-driven rivalry and closer to responsibility and self-control. He confronts the consequences of Saiyan history and seeks strength not for dominance but for balance. Goku, meanwhile, continues his pursuit of mastery, refining his instincts and combat awareness in ways that blur the line between mortal and God. The tone of Dragon Ball subtly evolves here. While humor and adventure remain core elements, there is a stronger sense of consequence. Destruction carries weight, choices matter. The universe feels vast, but also fragile, as if one mistake could send ripples across existence itself. Outside the anime, Dragon Ball continues to thrive across different mediums. Films have maintained strong global interest, video games consistently attract both new and veteran players, and experimental projects have explored alternate styles of storytelling. Rather than replacing the main narrative, they complement it, keeping the franchise alive during periods of transition. What stands out most about this new era is intention. Dragon Ball is not chasing trends or attempting to reinvent itself completely. Instead, it is refining what has always defined it. Training, perseverance, curiosity, and the endless pursuit of improvement remain at its core. The enhanced return of Dragon Ball Super feels carefully planned, designed to unify the franchise's past with its future. Emotionally, this moment resonates deeply with fans. Dragon Ball has been present through childhood memories, friendships, and personal milestones. It has inspired countless artists, athletes, and creators. Seeing Dragon Ball Super return after years of silence feels like reconnecting with something familiar yet renewed. There is also a sense of quiet confidence surrounding the franchise now. Dragon Ball no longer needs to prove its importance. Its influence is undeniable. Instead of shouting its return, it is allowing the story itself to speak, trusting that its themes still resonate across generations. As 2026 continues, Dragon Ball Super stands ready to move forward once again. With rebuilt origins, expanded cosmic storytelling, and characters who continue to evolve, the journey feels far from complete. The universe is opening up, the path ahead is uncertain, and as always, Goku moves forward with a smile, chasing strength not because he must, but because that is who he has always been.